Hello everyone. Today we're gonna talk about one of the biggest boxing events that ever took place in the history of Bangladesh. Uh, XBC 2.0 Fight Night, which was sponsored by Beximco. So you know it's big. So this is my attempt of promoting this combat scene in Bangladesh. So before we get into that, let me introduce myself. My name is Islam Haidar. I'm a combat sport athlete myself. I've competed in boxing, BJJ, and in MMA. Not at that higher level, of course, but yeah. So let's get into it. First, let's talk about the event and how much of a big deal this is for Bangladeshi athletes, because as we know, other than cricket, Bangladeshi কোনো স্পোর্টসে actually দাম দেওয়া হয় না, so actually we cannot even grow in other sports. First, I would like to talk about what a great initiative that this is by Adnan Harun Bhai. This is not his first event, of course. He's been doing it for a while now and making amazing events happen, showcasing Bangladeshi boxing talent and everything. So yeah, that and bringing in all the big sponsors like Beximco, and all that of the production. Man, it was amazing. This is starting from the announcer Salman Sakib Bhai. Man, the way he presented the whole show. I know a little bit of backstories because I was part of the crew myself. I was the cut man. So it wasn't about the money, of course. It was more about me getting to wrap the hands of the legends of Bangladesh, people like Shuro Bhai, Alamin Bhai, and everybody. So yeah, even the commentary team was better than before. Yeah. Even the little things, the way the camera pans out and shows you instant replays and everything. You guys have to understand, this is a big deal for us because we never got covered like this. In T Sports, live and everything. Now let's talk about the first fight, which was Aminul versus Alsani. I thought it was a bantamweight bout, and I thought Aminul won that actually. I don't know how the judges scored it, but I think Aminul landed more clean shots, and Alsani was more active. Yes, he was more active. But I think Aminul was he's the one who landed more clean shots, and I would give at least 2 rounds clean to Aminul. That's just my perspective. I could be biased because I know the guy and I wrapped his hands, so maybe I'm biased. But yeah, that's what I thought. Up next is Tambad versus Johnny Bhai. Johnny Bhai is a very experienced boxer from Rajshahi. He's a veteran and he's very pleasing to look at, man. This dude is amazing. If we ever get a chance, watch that fight with him versus Hira Bhai. He put on a masterclass, man. Yeah, I became a fan of him since then. So again, that was he fought against Indian fighter Tambad, and he won. And I think it was very convincingly. His setups were better, and yeah, it was a clean win. I have no complaints about that. Yeah. And it's always good to win against India, I guess. That's a cricket joke right there. So yeah. Up next is the only female bout of the night of the card. That was Tanzila versus Afra Khandakar. Uh, Tanzila ended up winning that one. Both of the girls showed amazing boxing abilities. Yeah, and it shows that even the girls are not left behind in this war. They're actually like doing quite well. So yeah. Up next, there is another international bout, like with Utshab, Bangladesh's rising star. He's one of my favorite boxers in Bangladesh in general. Versus Pawan Kumar, he's from India. Utshab won that convincingly, man. That was the most dominating performance from our corner, from Bangladesh's corner, that took place at that night. That was amazing. Utshab like completely outclassed him. He was faster. He had answers for everything. At one point, he was like he landed one, and Utshab would go in and just 1, 2, 3, just landed more. It was one of the best fights of the night. Yeah. So up next is one of our legendary boxers of Bangladesh, Alamin the Bull versus Constantine from Russia. He's apparently a Muay Thai fighter. He does not have that serious of a record, but that dude is a beast, man. These Russian dudes are built different. And like he was taking those hits. As we all know, Alamin Bhai has power, man, and he was keeping up. Still, Alamin Bhai won very convincingly, and he also got to show his gas tank. It's one thing with power punchers because they do not really get to show their gas tank because they end up like knocking the opponents out. So yeah, I guess Alamin Bhai got to show his gas tank a little bit. Up next is Jahidul Bhai versus Batuhan Boral. He's from Turkey. He's a Turkish champion, and Jahidul Bhai is one of my favorite boxers, man. I think he's one of the hardest hitting Bengali boxers, and man, he showed hard. If it wasn't for that cut, I think he would go, win all the way. And he was keeping up, man. But this Turkish dude, they're built different. Again, they have better training, they have better sponsors, and better bone density, I guess. Yeah. I think still Jahidul Bhai tried his best. I think he could have even won. I think. I guess it was a wake-up call. Even though I think he's one of the most. He's very careful. One of the most more careful boxers in Bangladesh, I would say. He uses his head. He sets up traps. Watches you and makes up combos and everything, while being in the fight. Yeah. So he ended up losing the fight because of the cut. It was a doctor's stoppage, I think. Yeah, I was at the ringside for that fight. I was done with the rapping and everything. Up next is the French Tiger versus the Nepalese Bharat Chand, man. This was an amazing fight, bro. Shit. The French Tiger, this dude looked like a fucking Terminator out there. He was taking hits in the jaw, and he wouldn't move. He looked like that scene from Batman v Superman, when Batman was hitting Superman in the jaw, and he gets his powers back, and his jaw wasn't moving. He looked like that. He looked scary, and man, he was dominating. And Bharat Chand, that dude, man, he wouldn't go down. He showed heart. He's a real fighter, man. He showed like tremendous heart. He wouldn't go down. He was like both of them. And it also shows, like says a lot about Alamin Bhai's power. Like a lot of you know that Alamin Bhai fought Bharat Chand before, and he won via knockout. So yeah, so I guess Alamin Bhai has more power, I guess, or maybe Bharat Chand prepared better, because he wouldn't go down, man. He wouldn't go down. Up next is the main event, Bangladesh versus Nepal. Bangladesh's Shuro Krishna Chakma versus Nepal's Mahendra Bahadur Chand. They're both like amazing boxers. Shuro Bhai is a legend, as we all know, and yeah, it was an amazing fight. The only complaint I would say I had about the fight was there was a lot of clinching, and I was hoping that the referee would like intervene physically, I think, because these are fighters, right? They would try to like get some breath in the clinch, you know, like catch their breath and be in the clinch. They don't want to, you know, separate. So I think that's the referee's job, to physically separate them at times. It's just that that's the only complaint I would say I had. Other than that, it was a great fight. Both fighters like fought amazingly. Shuro Bhai won that, and yeah, overall the event was amazing. I'm like grateful to Adnan Bhai for arranging this. I think it brings more exposure to the scene, the whole combat scene in general. More people are gonna watch it, and more people are gonna get inspired, which means we're gonna get better sponsors, you know, and the athletes are gonna you're gonna have a better future as an athlete in general. Yeah, so if you guys like this one, I'll keep on making these. It's just an experiment. Let's see what happens.